Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Empower716. We are here live another week. This is a show for entrepreneurs, business owners, side hustlers, and career shifters who are committed to growing their business and their life. So each week we have the opportunity to bring in the best of the best business owners and entrepreneurs in Western New York to really talk about their business, talk about their goals, talk about their ambitions, their challenges, and what advice they would give to others who are pursuing the same or similar career path. And so I am honored tonight or this evening to have a special guest in the building by Devonte Davis. What's up, man? Welcome to the show.
Man, I appreciate you for having me, man. It's an honor.
So I have so many questions for you.
All right.
But we're going to get into it. We're going to learn a little bit more about you and what you do. I always like to start off with the first question to the guest is, who is Devonte Davis?
Becoming a thought leader. A person who has really his end goal is to impact as many people as possible. But that's definitely who I am first. God-fearing. I would say God-fearing first.
God-fearing.
But second is definitely becoming a thought leader more. Building generational wealth. That's definitely always a top priority, and impacting as many people as possible. So,
I love it.
Yeah.
So let me, before we get into what you do, kind of give me some insight of your childhood and kind of like where you grew up at and kind of some of your foundation.
So my foundation, I actually grew up, start like the Hewitt Bailey area.
Okay.
Was the first house. Then my mom moved downtown into, where Ellicott Development Tower?
Yeah.
So right off South Michigan over there, South Division over there,
Okay.
all those. So grew up down there, probably left there around 8th grade or so. And then my pops moved actually out here to Cheektowaga. But I started middle school. That would be middle school out here, 6th grade, went all the way to Cleve Hill through high school. Graduated.
Cleve Hill's a good school.
Yeah, very good school. Then graduated, went to Cortland to play ball. Well, I say I went there to play ball at first.
Okay.
But I studied engineering and science. Got my degree there, and then now I'm in real estate. But
So
yeah.
before you got your degree in engineering and science?
Yep. So I have a bachelor's in physics, independent study, and then I have
Whoa.
my associate's in engineering.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now I gotta pick your brain because
Okay.
engineering and physics. Now that's
Yeah.
something I really didn't do good at in high school. So where did that come from? Like, was it a challenge getting through? What kind of like got you to get into that?
Yeah. So that was my, like I said, I went to school to play football.
Yeah.
So when I went to Cortland, like that, actually that's how I got in. Like I got in on what they call academic, like an easement to get in.
Yeah.
Basically, my SATs wasn't good,
Okay.
but my GPA was always good throughout high school. So that and playing ball, that's one of the toughest fields that you can ever do.
Yeah.
Like, I passed when they say C's get degrees in college. That's how. Like
Now it's not too many. Not to interrupt you, but it's not
Oh.
too many. Athlete, engineer, science. So
Yeah.
That's
my wheels was turning. So like that's. I mean, I was struggling like almost throughout entire college.
wow.
So because like I said, my freshman sophomore year, especially, you don't know much. You're
Yeah.
taking your GEs. You like, oh, this is what college is like. This is easy. And then the end of my sophomore year hit. I took calculus 1 3 times.
Wow.
Like I'm talking about, I got a D plus, C minus. Like and then C minus. That's what helped me pass that.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I took 2 and 3. Like, but I took calculus 3 times. Like it was tough because you talk about football, you getting up at 6,
Right.
you're going to practice every day. You really don't have an off season. Like some sports, like you can see them like the athletes just chill.
Right.
Like football, you straight into
All year
workouts
round.
like right away. And then I worked at a bar in college too, like because I just needed pocket money.
So you had engineer, science,
Yep.
football,
and I worked
and a side
part-time.
job.
Yeah.
Wow.
Part-time in college. So like my 2-3 times a week, I was going 6 a.m. lifts, class, practice, at the bar at night.
So is that how you build your discipline, kind of like where you see your life at right now?
Looking back on it, yes.
Okay.
Because like in some cases now, like I'm very hard on myself.
Yeah.
So some days I'll be like, dude, like you did all that then. There's no way you taking a nap right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, dude, you. So in that case, it's like, yes, I built that up, but I did understand too. Like, it was days like I was out. Like, I'm just you walking around like a zombie. So then that's why I kind of scaled back a little bit. So I only work at the bar maybe 2 nights a week instead of 3 or 4.
Okay.
All season though, I was, getting back into it because I need to stash that up.
Wow.
Especially when you come back home, you need as much money as possible to last you for the rest
for the whole year.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where I would say definitely built it. And just football alone, sports teach you so much in life.
Yeah.
Little girl or little boy, I will always push them in sports if that's what they want to do,
right.
Or at least find something to challenge them. I feel like, especially nowadays, where even with metaverse coming out now, like you can be on there, like, but not physically do anything. So I always push people, if you can do a sport, it'll change your life.
Wow.
Like, yeah.
So tell me, like, after graduated with engineering science, so what was your next step?
So after I graduated, I came back home. One of my good friend's father, who was a mentor to me, he was already in the engineering space. He worked at Northrop Grumman.
Okay.
When I first got out of college, though, like I couldn't, like most people, couldn't get a job.
Yeah.
So I went back to the gas station. So I actually worked at the NOCO up on Cleveland Drive.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
wow.
all through college. I started there when I was 16. I didn't leave there until I was 22. Wow. Just back and forth college and, just trying to, you need some money. Like,
dope,
nobody going to hire a college kid, like you said, and he leaving in 2 months. So, yeah, I worked there all that time. Came back, had to go back there. That was the only job I had.
Right.
Then I ended up going to a place called ModPack over off Elmwood. So literally right before you cross over to North Buffalo, I don't know if you know where, I always forget where, it's right on Elmwood and Hurdle. Okay. It's called ModPack. We just made like little like Reese's boxes before they give them to you, like, and they in a package at the gas station, you pick them out, we made those boxes. So
gotcha. Okay.
From there, went to Northrop Grumman with one of my good friends' fathers, and he really showed me like how to do the engineering thing. Like, now he was literally like a father to me, so it was like, he will walk that line like, look, we know we at work, but it's not that here. Like,
clear
this
boundaries.
is work.
Yeah.
So and that was one of the greatest lessons he taught me. It's like, yes, we family, but this is work. And like when he taught me that, I understood. I seen a different environment. Especially being so young, you still trying to be nice. Hey, hello, sir. Yes, ma'am. He like, dude, like, y'all peers. Like, that was the second lesson he taught me. Like you don't have to, you know what I'm saying? You in a work environment, like, you're in a real world now.
Yeah.
So from Northrop, I was there for probably like 2 years, and ended up getting hired on there because I started off as a contractor. Hired on there, then I went to McLean Fogg, where I was a tooling engineer in there. So I was a tooling engineer in there for maybe 6-7 months. They had a layoff. I was already in real estate. That's when I had to go full-time real estate. Okay. So that's what takes me to
So
today.
what turned you, or what kind of was the shift to real estate? Like, what sparked your interest?
My pops always talked about it.
Okay.
So he like, dude, when you grow up, you have to get some apartments. Like, you have to get some rentals. Like, that's how you really gonna set yourself. And then looking at it, every person with wealth always talks real estate.
Yeah.
So I had like being, I was making good money at 24, 23 years old. So I was saving. My savings was way better then, but I saved everything. So even when they did let me go, like, I had 25 in the bank just chilling. Nice. Like at 23 years old, 24 years old. That's so good. That was my next thing. I'm about to go get a crib. I'm about to go get a house. So I'm reading everything, how to invest, how you do this, how you get your first 2 units, stuff like that. I'm realizing like, all right, more than just investment. Like, I started looking at realtors, like real estate agents. Like, dude, something told me like, dude, just go be that, or just go get a job, because you can do both. Like, you're done with school. You only doing, you know what I'm saying? You only working 12 hours as an engineer. You got more time to your day. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you do something else. That's when I began to do that. And I was at Northrop thinking that because I was only working 8 hours there. Wow. So I'm not about to sit at home and look at the TV.
So you was kind of mapping things out as you were doing the other jobs.
As I was going. So, but I was planning on using that money, to just buy. And then real estate money, I'll just learn that. I'll understand the area. I'll understand what houses look like. I've never been, that's one thing in real estate changed my perspective on everything because I never left Cheektowaga or Buffalo. I wasn't going to Williamsville, Amherst, Hamburg. Like, that's a whole different side of town that most people never, like, I was doing a vlog the other day. A dude commented, I lived here 50 years and I've never been over there. My man, that's 20 minutes away.
We tend to do that. We say it kind of in our own kind of space,
That helped me. I mean, when I got on real estate, that just expanded my whole horizon.
Wow.
Like, what different money looks like. So,
that's dope, man.
Yeah. So
one of the things I like, so I was watching, obviously I seen a lot of your videos in the past, come up in my timeline sometimes, but I had a chance to watch a lot of your videos over the weekend, and what I love about your videos is you come off very genuine.
Appreciate that.
Very, very passionate, and it's always good to watch and observe someone who loves what they do. And I don't feel like, sometimes when you are at a job and sometimes you kind of lose your momentum sometimes, but to get up in front of a video to kind of, again, what I see that you not only just, you're not selling people stuff, you're educating people, you're motivating them to kind of see different. What was kind of like the turn like of using videos and kind of putting yourself out there? Like, what was the thing behind that? Or like, was it something like I got to do this, or I'm just like, I feel this so much that I got to do this?
Everybody kept asking me the same question. Like, people look for problems to solve, but they're right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's asking me the same question, and I knew I had to do something different. When I first got into it, I wasted like $6,000 doing mailers. I check my mail once a week. Like, like nobody, and everybody's on Facebook, everybody's on the gram, everybody's on TikTok now, everybody's on YouTube. So it's like, I need to get on video. And then I met my mentor now, who is James Rimber. He shifted my whole perspective on video. As far as, if you think about it, when you need to do something, especially fix it, where's the first place you're going? YouTube, university. It's like, so it's like, if I need to buy a house, where's the first place I'm going? YouTube, or I'm looking, hey, you'll see somebody type on Facebook, hey, my realtor friends, I need a house. Like, but if I'm already in front of you every day, that changes the game, because now you trust. Anything in business, know, like, and trust, right? So if I can just give you game or answer your question before you already ask it, like, that's the end all be all. Like, now everybody won't use me. Even if you don't use me, if I can still help you, that's still a win. Like,
bringing value to other people.
Right. So that's what made me do that. And then I seen the response. My first video, it wasn't good, but the response was amazing. Like, now,
let me ask you real quick. So I always find it, like, even when I started this show, like, I was like, I know I'm going to look back at my first show and be like, oh my gosh.
It's gonna be
so
bad.
I went back to your first video. Not that it was bad, but you can see the growth. So I went back to scroll down Facebook and went to your very first video.
Shaking,
and seeing the growth of it. And so I think that's great. But that first step of doing your first video, kind of explain, like, when you
it took me an hour to shoot a 30-second video. That an hour. We had it set up, well, not like this, but it was him, camera. I didn't know mic. So you talking about echoes in the back, and my man's lived in an apartment, like almost like a loft. So real buzzy, echoes bouncing. It took me almost an hour and a half to shoot one 30-second video. Wow. That's how long it took me. And I still was nervous. And I still stumbled. And I still chopped that up so much to just get that 30-second minute video out. So, like, but I knew it needed to be done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even putting it out, I'm like, oh, they gonna hate this. So I'm looking at myself on it, but I'm like, I have to start somewhere. And I think that's what keeps a lot of us back. It's just that fear of judgment. You're gonna get bad people. Well, I don't say bad people, but you're gonna get those negative comments. Like, you're just going to get that. But that one like, or that 2 likes, or that one comment that say, yo, I really appreciate that, that just makes you want to shoot another one. Like, and you just keep getting that. Even when they duds. I remember 50 used to always talk about, hey, man, even when it's good and people should like it, it's okay, because you're building skin thick enough for when they do like it. Because you're going to get back. Like, I done seen some amazing videos, and people, this is trash. How are you saying that's trash? Like, and even in that, you talking about somebody who's putting their all into something. Absolutely. And you going to be that one person to say it's bad. That's not you shooting. That's not you personally as you're shooting video. It's something going on with them.
Yep.
You just build empathy and keep it pushing. Like,
that's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
So let me with let me go back to your other videos now. I thought it was really clever how you went through different parts of the city.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's just. So what was like, did you kind of map that out? Like, cause I realized like when I was looking at, people comments and I was like, that is really clever because obviously you're solving a problem, but you're also highlighting different parts of the community and where people live. Like if I lived in Cheektowaga or if I lived in Allentown, like that's my spot. And obviously in a lot of your videos, you highlight the architect, the history, the historical pieces, the restaurants and everything else. So what was kind of like your strategy behind that?
People, in Buffalo in particular, I can only speak about here.
Yeah.
But people vibe with their community here.
Absolutely.
Like Buffalo's a big community based. So it's like I can find like so say and I looked at it from a real estate perspective too. I can buy a 2-story house anywhere. Yeah. Right? But I'm moving to Amherst because of the schools, the low crime, whatever. Yeah. I'm moving to North Buffalo because of the houses or the type of houses, or I want to be close to Hurdle. Yeah. Like people always vibe with the community. Like that's what people try to sell a house. I'm trying to sell the community. So if I can get the community with me, you
can't lose.
I'm going to win. Now, so if that's the case, why not talk about what's here, what's there? Where do I want to go eat? Like if somebody's moving to Buffalo, they want to go, where can I go get a drink? They always hear about our beer and stuff. Where can I go get food? Food is number one here. Where can I stay, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm buying a crib, all right, what areas are best for me here that I never heard of or I never knew about? Or I don't walk over there because of whatever mindset that I have. I don't talk bad about nobody hood. Like I don't care from the east side to Orchard Park. I would never talk back. Now I would say like it's a little more rough over here compared to there, but I won't talk about like because that's your home. Like people still call that home, so I won't disrespect it. Even in that, if I can get you, he's in the area I'm in. That's a no. He likes the same area I do. I like this guy because he's from that area. Now I trust him because he knows what he's talking about.
Right.
It's a win-win-win. Do it always work out at a win? Nah. But if I can, the more people I can get to see that and vibe with their community, it's a bonus. And that was my thought behind it.
I love it. Because it's kind of like you are always, I guess, through your videos, which is the benefit of doing videos, is that you're constantly advertising and putting your knowledge and your expertise on display. Because as I was listening to your videos, that your knowledge of just those communities. Now, in some real estate agents, sugar or surface level, like, hey, you want to buy this house, you want to do this. But as you were going through the video, I mean, you didn't have a script in your hand. I mean, so obviously that's ingrained and you kind of, you're passionate about what you're saying. So there's obviously benefit of you actually doing those videos and really highlighting those communities in detail. Yeah. Which I think, again, people may want to, maybe not now, but hey, he knows his stuff. Let me go to him. Yeah. So you find that working a lot?
Yes. Or it's even times like where, I mean, I don't fairly always like that, but it is people like who call me after the fact. Yeah. Like, no offense to their realtor, but you could have just called me in the first place. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, even in that, it's like, all right, even if I can ask him a question for a different perspective, because they may remember that, they maybe not. But if I can help, you already know the law of reciprocity. So that's how I looked at that. That's how I looked at that. Whether you use me or not, at least you know now.
So let me ask you about the market right now. So what's going on with the real estate market in Western New York?
It's still a seller's market all day. Now, I don't like to use the term slow down. I just say it's not as busy. Obviously, compared now, nobody likes to move in the winter, really. Especially in our winters, because you talk about you buy a house now, you moving in dead December or in the mid or the beginning of January. But right now, it's hot, man. Like, nowhere around it, but that's nationally. Like most cities are still experiencing the same thing, $30,000, $40,000 over asking price. And the reason why that is, it's just low inventory. There's always going to be a demand for buyers because there's always going to be renters. Right. So the problem is that everything was bigger and better 10 years ago. I need a bigger house. Now with HGTV and all that other stuff, you got people slapping on 1,000 square feet in the back of their house. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a ton. I don't have to leave.
Wow.
If you like that neighborhood and it's a cape, I could just go up top or go over the garage. Like that's a bigger bedroom. That's a bedroom and a bath or a full bath. With that causes people to chill. Which that first time home buyer who just bought, a little 1,200 square feet or whatever they want for their first house, they can't move up now because they're not selling or they have to build new. But building new is $450 right now, $500 depending on where you are. Starting off.
That's the minimum.
Yeah, like Ryan is the lowest, and I think they have something for like $260. Like in Buffalo, that's not average in most areas.
Right.
Amherst and different places like that, yes. But now you talk about, okay, if that first-time home buyer is not moved who just bought 3-4 years ago, there's absolutely no place a renter can go because they can't find one. But when they do, they're like you, when you bought this house, 20 offers,
20 offers,
40 offers. Yeah. There's two that stick out to me. There's one on Maple in the summer, early summer. It had 39 offers on there.
Wow.
It was one, and that just, it's selling right now. Me and my client just put a bid on 42 offers. The house was $115,000. Now, I think there was price low to get bid up, but 42 offers. Like, so you got to think one person is winning that. 41 other people is pissed.
That's a lot, man.
Like,
so
you know
let me ask you this. So
that's crazy.
I think one of my so obviously I told you like I got my real estate license and I really just do it with family and friends. But how do you encourage a buyer right now in the seller market? As like I said, I was discouraged because I had my eyes set on a couple locations, and then every house that I really wanted, I had multiple offers, and we're not talking about 3, we're talking about 20. So how do you encourage a potential buyer in this market?
In honesty, it's tough. Like that right now, as a buyer, and I work with a lot of buyers. Yeah. Like that's the tough part. Like I've lost a few, I would say a bunch, just to that. And it's just because you don't want to, but you automatically get emotionally attached. Yeah. Men and women, because I have both. Like, man, I really want this. Like he was more adamant than wife. Like, but that it's just look. You could tell them how many offers there are on the table. Yeah. Like, look, it's 19 other people who feel just like you right now. Like that's all you can say. I say it like that, but you got to think I'm hurting too because now I'm losing with out, you. Yeah. Like even if you look at it from a time perspective, I had one client. No exaggeration. For almost a year and a half, we looked. Saw her house. She made the profit. Cool. A year and a half, we could not find her a crib.
Wow.
Like, and I'm talking about we hitting them 2 houses a day. 3 houses a day, 4 times a week. Like, and that's a lot of offers, man. Yeah. So it's like emotionally, and then we did, she took her breaks. They took her, because you need that. Like, it was so stunning with her because she never lost faith with me, which was dope. But it's a lot of people who not thinking like that. They're thinking, it's his fault. What you're going, you have to take that blame. Yeah. Like, it's his fault. No, you do. But I'm telling you, it went $40,000 over. So there's some clients like I would text back like, "Hey, you remember X, Y, and Z? You won't believe what it sold for." Like but they're not thinking that. Like you know what I'm saying?
Like I got my eyes set on this this house. So what do you tell like I guess is like when you in this market right now, and someone looks at I'm a potential buyer and I'm looking at a house maybe let's say $150,000. And I tell you, I just got approved for a $150,000 loan.
Right.
Do you tell me, hey, you're going to have to, like, look at some lower houses? Because pretty much the expectation is you're going to have about at least 15 offers on, certain properties.
Right. I gauge it. Depending, and it's area dependent, too, what they're looking for. Especially in that sounds like a first-time home buyer. Yeah. Some first-time home buyers have this, again, with HGTV, this big expectation. Like, baby girl, you not going to get marble countertops for $150. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's not, it's not that I'm just not going to hype you up that way to, like, once you get in there, it's like, oh, this is only, yes. And especially with Buffalo prices going up so high. Absolutely. So, in that case, I'll just tell them, like, look, let's look in a 120. Let's see what 120 gets. Do you like anything in 120? Do you like condos? Like, you know what I'm saying? You can still get a nice condo
Condos, yeah.
for $99, $115. Only thing you got to think about now is your HOA. HOA may be a little high, but can you afford that? Now let's look at your budget. If they're adamant on no, like, I want to live in Amherst for $150, look, it's going to need some work. Do you have resources to, you know what I'm saying? Do you have the funds? Are you thinking about maybe even getting a construction loan or something like that to fix it up? Now you just talk about financials at that point.
Gotcha.
But I do not, because I've been there. Like, yeah, we can get that. I'm doing you a disservice by doing that to you and setting you up. Like, this is it? Nah, I won't do that to you. Wow. Look, I'm gonna tell you, look, if we look at 150, it may need some work, depending on where you are. Now, there's some nice areas and pockets in the city, 150 all day, taxes low, you good to go. Do you want to live there? That's the biggest question. Like, where do you want to live first, and we can trickle down everything after that.
I love it. So what as far as a real estate agent, what sets you apart?
Me, I was
before you say that, because there's like probably over 3,500 real estate agents.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
So yeah, what kind of sets you apart?
First thing, there's that many, but only 5% really do the business.
Yeah.
I always tell people, and I don't diminish or knock anybody.
Right.
But if you're, depending on the realtor, if you don't know them well, if they doing one deal a year, but they say they full time, something is wrong there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, if they part time, but and they're in the game, or they invest, or they just do it on side, cool. As far as setting apart, I feel like my marketing is top tier. One of the things that bothers me is when people use iPhone pictures. You're about to get $4,000, spend $100, $200 on a photographer. Yeah. Even in that realm, if you think about it, once you ever seen a house? The house is probably nice, but the pictures are awful.
Makes a big difference.
Yeah,
Makes a big difference.
Like, you're losing half your buyers off that. So I always use professional photographers. Most of the time, I always do videos. So your stuff is going to get marketed. Me, as far as the digital marketing space, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, I know that. So I know for a fact I always put your house at least in front of a lot of people, like on a weekly basis. Now, there's some houses who may not fit the video. Like, I'm not going to put an investment property, depending on what it looks like, right, and do a video for it, unless I just think of something creative that way. And I care. Like, I care. Money is nice. Money will always come back to me if I take care of you, though. Right. That, to me, that's really what it is. Marketing and truly caring and knowing, like, hey, I know this area. Like, I know Buffalo. Like, I know different pockets. And I don't know everything, of course. I can't. It's no way. But these areas, I know what's going on in these. So just the expert marketing and really caring, I feel like that sets me apart. So
now, how important is marketing in real estate? Now, you talked about the photos, but if I'm looking for a real estate agent to obviously sell my house, how important is the marketing strategy?
To me, it's key. Yeah. To me, it's almost essential. Now, what I was just describing was advertising. There's a difference between marketing and advertising. Yeah.
Explain it to us. Explain the difference.
Yeah. Marketing is essential. That's essential. That's putting yourself out there on a consistent basis every day. Just marketing your knowledge, your skills, what you know, what you can bring value to other people. Right. Advertisement is just force. It's like push and pull. Advertisement, I'm pushing something in front of your face. Like when you get to a sponsor, that's a force. I'm literally placing this in front of you. Marketing is more of a pull. I'm pulling you in gently. Hey, if it's a house, I know you've been looking for in this area with this crime, or you really want these type of school districts. I got this perfect family home starting up. Now I'm talking about school district that you want to be in. It's a family home because you need a bigger house. You just had a baby. Like, I would do something like that to pull you closer to me. Gotcha. Like, that's the difference. And I feel like marketing in that elm is essential. And I already have eyes. So those eyes can always just help and further. Wow. So that's how I look at it, and that's how I think I define myself differently.
And what would you suggest to those who are looking for real estate? Like, what are some of the things they should look for when they're doing their research on a good real estate agent?
Again, I would see what they're doing as far as business goes, and then see if they fit you. The person your mom used 30 years ago, So unless they moving and grooving now to this day,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, it may not be the best person for you, or you may not vibe with them. I'd rather you pick a realtor that you connect with rather than just anybody. You about to spend 3 months with them. That's a long time talking to them every week. Like you want to vibe
You have a
with
big
that
vibe.
person.
Actually,
So-
explain a little bit more because how important that is. Because again, you're really building a rapport with
Yes.
that person daily, looking through
Yup.
houses and exchanging text messages and so forth. How important is that to have that rapport with your real estate agent?
I think that's essential. And the reason why that is because they need to know you. You
Yeah.
need to know them. So if you know, like, and then where you can push them, do you hear some things that they make a sacrifice? So that only builds with camaraderie. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's going to take that a little bit of time to build. Now, you may hit it off, boom, like that. Some people can do that.
Right.
Other people, depending on their personality, they may be quiet. Like you could be showing the house, doing your thing in there, and they don't say a word. You don't know if or what, you know what I'm saying? If they like it or not like it. So I have a client like that now. He's quiet. Super quiet. He just smiled the whole time. Like, my man, do you like this house or not? And I had to tell him like last time, like, look, if we go in here, you don't like it, you can tell me. You won't offend me in that. But that's knowing how to talk, knowing how to communicate. So like those different things, building that rapport, I think that's top level. And people should look for that. Why is it going for a house? Is it just whoever on Facebook? It cannot be me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It may not be me. I can't vibe with everybody. But whoever that person is, just make sure you have that. Make sure you can talk to them. Make sure they're available for you. So if they're too busy, can they hand you off to their team member? Or, you know what I'm saying, and still be in contact with you, but just use the team member. Like, there's a lot of different faculties, but I would say that's the number one. That's a long 90 days if you don't like your realtor.
Yeah.
Like, or they never get back to you. That's a long time. Talk about your biggest investment. So
you gotta do your homework.
one of them, yeah, for sure.
So, what do you or what advice would you give for those individuals who want to pursue a career in real estate? Like, what's kind of your advice and some of the things that they need to be aware of?
Aware of. Let's start there. It's not as pretty as you look. Everybody see, Ryan
Looks
Serhant.
glamorous.
Yeah. You see the Serhants, you see, just the big dogs of it, like Prime, Justin. I mean, you see a lot of the big dogs everywhere, right? Yeah. And what they're doing, whether they're on video or not on video. Because there's some big dogs who don't do video. But it's not glamorous as it is. And the biggest thing is because you're really dealing with people every day. Yeah. Different types of people every day, different backgrounds of people. And it's hustle. You think every day you don't get up and eat, you're going to be hungry or you're going to starve. That's a big,
you're going to learn today.
So, I mean, that's a big difference. So it's like you really getting out there, putting yourself out there. Those things, as far as knowing what you think you know, a lot of things are going to change because you're going to see people in a different light because they have to be vulnerable with you. Yeah. Like, hey, these are my finances. And sometimes you're going to have to tell people like that those finances right now just can't get you a house. But if you do X, Y, and Z, in 6 months, you're good. Yeah. Be aware of other realtors. Like there's some realtors who are very arrogant. Like people, they're very arrogant. Right. Again, personalities, dealing with different people. And once you go into houses, you're going to see some things that you may not be used to, good and bad. Right. So you may walk in some houses like, nah, like I would never expect that person to live like that. Or like, but you can't be judgeful either. Yeah. Other things like you wanna look at your time. Your time is very valuable. Be aware of when you hustling, bustling. If you're hustling so much you're not getting any deals done, that's a problem. Like if you're just running around. I was doing that at first. I'm on the other side of town. I got a phone call at the office, like, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm supposed to be on a phone. Like, just if you're just running, like when you play sports, your coach will tell you, like, when you balling, you slow down, like
you all over.
Yeah, like and I heard another realtor talk about. As soon as she said that, I'm like, that was me ago. Like, just slow down. But your time, especially when you're going full time, you're entrepreneurial right now, but you're becoming an entrepreneur. Yeah. So how you manage your time is everything. At first, it's going to be slow. Don't get discouraged. Like, so once it's slow, meaning you won't get paid maybe for 60 days, budget your money. Now, how you spending your time once you waiting?
Yeah.
So that's big. You used to getting paid every 2 weeks. I was like that. Like look, my man, I got stuff to do. Like,
what's going on?
Yeah. So, and I'm waiting. I'm checking on it. Like, y'all sent a check out yet? Like, and it's sometimes like it takes even longer than that. Time, money, budget, and then just advice. Put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Like, you have to. If I could just give you that in 2-3 minutes, put yourself out there. Video is going to be essential for everybody's business. Yeah. Everybody. It doesn't matter what platform you pick. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Pick one. Stay consistent and branch out. Like, but you have to do video. It's a must.
It's a must.
It's a must.
So, I want to talk about two other things. So you talked about systems as well, because how important systems are. Now, when I jumped into real estate, one of the things I realized is, like, especially working with buyers, like you said, running around and doing a lot of crazy stuff. How important, or like what things that you had to recognize or develop as far as your systems, because that is really important as far as your time and really managing, like, okay, how I'm going to do this. And building a system, and really it's more like being an entrepreneur, because you got to build I would say a business approach or a business flow.
Right. I feel like that will come as they develop who they are in the industry.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because everybody does things different. Yep. There are a core, but you'll develop that system as you know what you like to do in your clientele. Yeah. So let's say, I mean, you working with a $400,000 buyer, they may not move the same as a first-time home buyer who needs this like this. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're looking for an exact home, or they need, you know what I'm saying, that specific property. So based on your clientele, the system, and I can only speak from how I do it, the first time I jump on the phone with you, I'm trying to meet you ASAP. Some schools may teach you differently. Yeah. Some may say you need to sign a disclosure. My man, I'm trying to meet you today or tomorrow sometime. And I was just telling Steve, who's joined the team, he just asked me that question, like, well, how do you do that? How do you meet people right away? I'm trying to meet you tomorrow, because like that phrase I always say, if you put me in front of them, I can sell them. Yeah. I'm not trying to sell you, but I know what value I could bring to you once you start to ask me questions to, again, bring that trust. So once you develop that, like how you meet people, what times you call them, how you get information sent over to them, what time, what span of time. And then from there, explain that closing process as far as how you can work with them and breaking that down. I feel like that will definitely help everything. And then document it. Like, I didn't start documenting until like a year ago. Like, all right, if a person come ask me right now, I need to buy a house, what is my steps? Wow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is it? Like, that's how I got that. Like, I need to meet you today, or I need to show you the house tomorrow. Even sometimes, even if they are pre-approved or not pre-approved, and some people that may be like, never do that. If they're not, at least I got a meeting with you. Like, I at least met and sat down with you. And that's how I approach that. Sellers, same thing. I'm trying to meet you right away, but I also want to see the house ASAP. Because
know, like, what you're working with.
Yeah, if you got tenants or it needs some work, or say it needs some work, they know it and they have a little capital, like, hey, fix this up, do this, and this will sell even faster. Like, you know what I'm saying? Besides you or somebody coming out on home inspection and then doing the same thing differently. So that, I hope I answered that correctly.
No, you did. You did a perfect job. Yeah. Do you think someone jumping into the real estate business, would you advise them to go on a team first? Like, what are some of your suggestions on that?
Honestly, looking back on it right now, I would say yes. Twofold, because I'm trying to build my team. But to have that mentorship,
it's
extremely
important.
Yes, very much. Even if you're only there a year or 2 years, with that team lead, or, you know what I'm saying, your business leader will show you, will speed up the process exponentially. Because especially if you're going out into the wolves, you know nothing, nobody.
That's a funny thing. So when I got into real estate, you are out there alone
by yourself.
I'm like
shivering.
What do I do here
in the jungle?
And so I think I got a mentor. That was my first step. I was like, I need a mentor. I need to humble myself, get out my ego, because I was like behind the scenes trying to figure it out. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is a lot of information. So how important is that? So having a mentor.
I feel like that's foundational.
Yeah.
Even if it's not on a team, if it's somebody maybe it's auntie in North Carolina, like you know what I'm saying? Just somebody, hey, how can I get prospects and leads or just people to help? I think again, video tying it back to that helps you because you're establishing yourself as a leader. Nobody cares. Like whether this is your first year or this is your 20th year, if you can't articulate to me what's going on, that's the difference. Oh, this on your first year? I never knew that.
Knew it,
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like that's big, and that person can show you that. Now, closing is easy. Getting people in the door, it's like a bake shop. I may bake the best cookies everywhere, but if nobody knows what Mrs. Fields is, Mrs. Fields will still be from Wichita. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's big. And just getting that experience. Hey, come on with me. Come in the car. I got an open house. I got this, and this today. Just watch how I do it. Tomorrow, you go ahead. I'll be right behind you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crucial. And you feel supported. Yeah. If I know somebody got my back at all times, or I can always call them, that's in life. That's game changing. That's game changing.
Wow.
So I feel like that's mentorship. I'll always have mentors, man. Always.
It's the key. So what? So in a lot of the videos that you do, you also add motivation in there as well, and I see some spiritual pieces in there. How important is that? And also, I know you do, focus on healthy and working out and things of that nature. So how important is that to showcase those different aspects of you?
I think that's what draws people in more.
Yeah.
Again, the real estate videos are to give value, but again, it's that pull piece from the marketing. We sell the highest priced product on the planet, but scared to let people know who we are. It's fascinating.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's fascinating. Like, we always want to post just listed, just sold, but who is Rob?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to walk around with you for 3 months. At least let me know what you're about. And also that brings more people inside your community. Like, you may not buy a house from me. That's all right. But if I can, again, change your life, that's pivotal. And for yourself, your knowledge, your growth, your spiritual journey, your health, like, you know what I'm saying? Especially in our people, like, that's big because years ago, it was fried chicken every day. We can't eat that every day. So we need the gym. That's a mental release for a lot of people. So I feel like letting them people show my mess ups, let people show my journey and where I'm growing, what I'm trying to do, that's amazing. Because that one encouragement, again, that one comment can change everything for that person. Or that one video that you think is bad can change everything for a person. So,
man, I definitely, like I said, I really, it's really great to see that you're doing that because, like I said, the video, like you just said, it just keeps you, makes you stand out. It also, like I said, the resume, you're pretty much putting your resume out there every single day, and people can pick up and say, I think he's got a good vibe. I think I can call him and get some, suggestions or even do business with him. So I think that's critical. So what's the next for Devonte? What's the plan for the next couple of years? Where do you see yourself?
Definitely. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry about that. Definitely building a team out.
Yeah.
I want 10 doors by the end of next year. Aggressive, very ambitious, but definitely looking to get that up. A side note to do that, I just found out about business credit like a month or 2 months ago. So starting up the LLC, getting that business credit as much as I can to use that to start funding some things. If I can really start to get with some developers, I noticed a few months ago, probably like a year back, but there's a lot of land in Buffalo, like a lot. So later on, 5-10 years, like that's definitely probably in there as far as developing goals, stuff like that. But not only real estate, really expanding a lot of things. But I need to figure out personally, and this is just me being transparent, what can I give more valuable than just real estate? Trying to find that. Now, I'll bill them, but I want to really give value to someone. What niche that's in, I'm still struggling with that myself. Besides just real estate. I think about it every day.
Why is that important? Like, why is that kind of on your mind? Or your desire?
Because that's my purpose.
Yeah.
That's my gift. Do I believe it's somewhere in talking and speaking and educating? Yes. But that's my gift, and I can't leave without doing that.
Don't you feel like feel like empty, like when you know like you have something like God is kind of working within you, and you know it's like He's kind of like still molding you.
Yes.
And it's like you just can't let it just sit.
Right. That, and it bothers you every day.
Yeah.
Like it bothers you every day.
Yep.
Like every day, it's like, what is this thing? Like you wanted to just, like most of us, we wanted to just fall.
Yep.
But it's a journey.
There,
So, and it's in that journey that it's staying true to the journey, but appreciating the journey.
Yeah.
Because that's where you made. That's where you made. Like the success is cool, but we only looking at the end, which a lot of us mess up. Why is that $1 million a year not here yet?
Yeah.
But who are you becoming while getting there? That's what help you keep the $1 million a year.
That
like, you know what I'm
process,
saying?
Yeah.
So from what I hear, once you make the first $1 million, the $100 million is easy. So I'm trying to get
there.
Mil.
I'm trying to get there too. We all trying to get there.
Yeah. So but that's it. Real estate, but more of purpose. Who can I help? How can my money be beneficial to a lot of people? That's where I'm at right now. Where I'm at right now.
And I think I don't need to tell you this, but I see you on that path because, like I said, what you display, you know, a lot of people can pick up on video whether someone's genuine or you're trying to sell me, like if you're a car salesman, you're just trying to sell me the car. But when you take the time to do videos to say, okay, here's your credit, you know, if you got bad credit, here it is. And I like the fact that you're yourself.
Appreciate that.
That's dope because when you can get on camera and just be yourself, you don't have to just be somebody else, but you created your own lane and educating people on the process. You know, like you said, even if you don't do business with me, you're gonna learn from me.
Right.
Which I love that. Do you feel like, far as being an African American man in Buffalo and in this industry, do you feel it challenging? Do you feel like, or you kind of like, obviously everything, part of success comes with a challenge, but do you feel it's more difficult? Have you found some, you know, leeway, growth in it?
I mean, yes and no, but I don't. I've never looked into or dove deep into somebody else's business.
Yeah.
As far as like, comparison.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I can only do what I can do. Sometimes I do think about that. I do. Like, I mean, it's a natural thought.
Yeah.
Like, I know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I never like, if I look, you put out these same videos, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna put out these and let's see what happens. I never thought about it like that because I feel like that's more competition instead of cooperativeness. And I believe the more I can give, again, I just believe in the law, man. Like the more I can give, like how you doing? I'm abundant. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's my energy. If you don't like me because of good energy, I mean, or if I give my all into this, maybe God just really ain't dealing for me, and that's okay because there's been a lot of things like that. Like I thought I was gonna be an All-American in football. I wasn't. I had a good career, but I didn't make it to the pinnacle level. But I have not. I didn't leave an ounce of sweat out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everything was poured out there. So that's how I look at it. There's some areas I walk in. Yeah, I mean, I walk in with a black GoPro in my hand with a mic on the top. So there's some areas like when I shot the Hamburg one, like I'm like, dude, you just got to get out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm walking around like there's not many, and I said that in the video. There's not many. It's not that diverse out there. So sometimes I do think about that, but at the same time, I know nobody. I'll say nobody, but a lot of people are not giving the value I'm giving, or even showcasing this the way I'm showcasing it. That's all I can do, man. Everything else,
just let it be.
Yeah, let it go.
So how do you? I think we're at 5:50. So what keeps you in? I guess in the state of mind or the mindset of just like I got to keep going because obviously we all go through trials and tribulations, but being a real estate agent, entrepreneur, it gets lonely. 24 hours, like I said, it all looks good, but the process that you have to go through, kind of give me some insight about like what you do to stay like kind of there.
Meditation. that's been big consistently. No, I'm not consistent at it. I'm getting better, but praying for sure. That's a daily thing, all day thing. And some of them are short. Thank you.
You don't have it long.
Yeah,
Right.
like thank you. Look, Lord, I need you right now. And some are, just I listen to a lot of podcasts like this, so something like this. A lot of E.T., Eric Thomas.
Love
a lot
E.T.
of I would just if I'm in a gym. There's times I don't like music is distracting to me.
Yeah.
Now I always tell people I have an 80-20. Like I got the 20% where it's you know what I'm saying. I'm Nipsey Hussle. All you know what I'm saying. Like you got to feed him a little bit, but that 80% is gonna control him.
Yeah.
So like you know what I'm saying. So
it's that balance, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I feel like there's you have to be you know what I'm saying. You have to be the best person you could be, the best version of yourself. But when you like he gonna creep up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but how you control him is everything. And it's a great quote. I'd rather be a warrior in the garden than a gardener in the war. So like,
quote,
it's like, it's not that you got to be all the time because the gardener is portrayed as soft and gentle. Yeah. This dude is gardening. But if you come in that garden, like,
you don't find out,
that's different. So that's what I do. And I just, honestly, God just always grounds me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even in, it's subtle because I've been, this person who you see now is not always the Devonte. I used to be very arrogant, very cocky. So, and there's little stuff like, slow down. All right. Like, oh, yo, you're getting too big now. Like, especially when you're in the gym, you feeling good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I got a girlfriend, but you know, so it's like, I see you.
Like, calm down.
Like, my bad, man. Like, you have that. Or you start to get, especially when it comes into money, like money only portrays the person you truly are. Yeah. So it's like, nah, that's not who you are. Like, and I hear it like, no, sorry. Keep going. But a lot of video, a lot of meditation, and what I feed myself. Like, I don't watch TV. I don't watch, haven't seen the Squidward Games things yet. Like, I don't watch that stuff. I may put something on for mindless and shut my mind off, but it's what I feed me, what I read, and that's how I try my best because I ain't perfect. I still like tequila, like you know what I'm saying. Like I ain't perfect.
None of us are.
But that's how I try to keep who Devonte truly is.
Wow.
And every day I'm finding better stuff.
Wow. So you're doing a great job at it.
I appreciate that, man.
So where can people find you if they wanted to find a dope real estate agent in Western New York? Where can they find you at?
Anywhere. Any social media or DevonteDavis.com. Okay. Any social media is Devonte L. Davis, more than likely. If you type that in, you'll see my face with a pair of sunglasses on, and that's how you find me. Or just hit me up. My number. I'm easily accessible. I'm easily accessible, man.
And you got the TikTok on too. That's the new wave too. The TikTok.
Got to get on there.
Yeah.
One sneeze can help you. You through the roof.
So how are you doing with TikTok? So
TikTok is good. It's still iffy to me. It's because it's in its infancy. Yeah. So like I said, one video can help you go crazy. But again, you want to start to build your community in that too, and just the consistency. Now I've had it where I'm thinking they're amazing videos, just duds, 100, 300,000 views, whatever, and you just get one on a Thursday night, 600 something. Like, so I just think it's the consistency on that platform. But that platform right now is a must. Yeah. Like this, chop up all these vids, put it out there.
So much stuff out there. And I think one of the advices I would give to someone who's listening to is just do it. I think my biggest fear, even with starting this and doing videos on the side, was just kind of like what you said with your first video. Is like, you're critiquing yourself. This ain't the right way. I don't got this. And you worry about what you don't have instead of like what you really have, and just putting a camera in front of you and just record it and then let it go.
Very true, man. Very true. And like, again, you never know. Yep. Like, what's bad to you, another man's trash. Yeah, another man's trash.
I like that. I'm like, okay, that was bad. I thought it was bad.
Yep. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Like, I think that's gonna be horrible. I had no idea how they just did that. So it's like you never know, man. You never know.
Well, man, I appreciate you taking the time out your busy schedule, and like I said, I know your dad, and I know he's done a great job with you and But
let 'em know.
but I just want to just say thank you for coming on the show. Thanks for sharing with our audience of all the great things you're doing, not only for yourself and bettering yourself, but then for your family and the community of Western New York. And like I said, your videos are awesome, and just continue doing them. Like I said, you just continue doing what you're doing, educate us, show us, and I think you probably are going to come back to finding what that gift is, and I would love for you to come back and share what the next move is, because
Let me know,
expect some great things from you. I already see them right now, so I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. Anytime.
All right, so everybody, thanks for watching our episode 5, listening to us talking a little bit about real estate and the path if you want to take. Join us next week. We got Nakia Marie. She's going to be on next week. Thanks for watching. Peace.
All right.